Hello everyone, hello everyone, welcome to, god damn it. I genuinely forgot my intro, shit. Shit. I'm ClockworkCartoon, full-time villain, part-time streamer, and... Okay, you hush, Crow. Well, welcome to Lunch Break Tactics. Hey, Balls. Hello, Balls. Hello, Warcraft. Hello, Crow. Hello, Link. Welcome. Thank you all for joining me today, and Jesus Christ, I forgot to change the volume of my music. Okay, I think that... Oh, ain't this just off to a great start. I'm Balls too. I'm playing Fortnite as... Susie. Oh, hey, so welcome in, and yes, today is interesting. Okay, so why am I doing a just chatting stream, and why the heck is it labeled under free games and demos, and what the hell am I playing? To answer those questions in reverse order, I'm playing Lunch Break Tactics. Well, the demo for Lunch Break Tactics. A new deck-building auto-battler that is coming out on the 28th. I've been having fun playing it, and even put it on the voting poll for whatever Wednesday. However, considering that it hasn't really gotten any votes, I decided, hey, might as well play it on a different day. As well, and as for why the heck I am calling this a just chatting stream, despite I'm playing this, okay, admittedly, I'm not entirely confident in my ability to hold a conversation purely. Seriously, I have no idea how some streamers can do 4-hour, 5-hour long streams of just chatting. So I decided this would be a nice game to sort of have in the background, considering how it is an auto-battler. And there's enough downtime in between. Wait, shoot, in hindsight, this would have actually been a good idea for balloons for once. And balloons, I still have to, like, make a bunch of decision-making and analysis in between rounds to figure out what... Okay, but point is, this is what we're playing. This is what I'm having in the background as I try my best to just talk, I suppose. Downloading Borderlands 2 now. I thought we were going to do the Borderlands thing next week, Balls. And I see you, unknown prototype. I saw that. Welcome in. Weren't we? Anytime. We're probably gonna have... Okay, remind me after stream to, like, message you about trying to schedule that for next week. I gotta get my skill going. What the heck do you mean skill? It's a PvE game. There. Hey, I don't really know how best to explain this game, so it's probably better to just kind of show it off. I've turned down the volume of all the sound effects and the music, and thank you for the hydrate.
You're a third-rate duelist with a fourth-rate deck.
And hold on, need to click the right. Move myself over here, because now I no longer have to worry about covering. I got it on console, but Wait, huh? Wait, hold on. How the heck did you get this on console? What? It's a demo on Steam. Are you talking about something else? Because I am struggling to believe that you got this game on console. Isn't it on Xbox as well? Eh? Point is, well, I'll just quickly play through, and you'll get a good idea of how the game works. It's got a different selectable heroes, like not exactly like you would have in Hearthstone, but all of them have their own unique abilities. I won't run through all of them, but of course I'm going to be picking the evil-looking one. And we have 3 factions. Royal Deals, which is all about the like buffing and well, you see it right here, summons and experience. So it's all about leveling up and getting out more cards. Then you have Isle Pirates, a very aggressive deck, and the Unsold, whose whole thing is about self-damage and dying. Now then. And I'll be entirely honest with you, currently, at least in the demo, Royal Deals, like, they're the best ones. However, since this is just a practice and I'm more of just having this in the background, I might as well just pick my 2 favorites. So, let's see here. Now, first thing I want to discuss, schedule changes. Well, I say schedule changes. It's not really a schedule change, but rather Friday, or I want to add Friday to the stream repertoire. I'll give you. Of course, well, unfortunately, I won't be... I just realized I forgot the timer. Where... Timer... Start. Anyways, so I want to start streaming on Fridays. I won't be streaming next Friday because I have plans with family, but I will be streaming on Fridays for the foreseeable future. Or at least I'm going to try and stream. The idea was that I'd be... I would be doing 2 Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel streams on Monday and Friday. Wednesday remains whatever Wednesday. And hello, Kirit OMVP. Welcome in from YouTube. What's with the frowny face? Everything good, Kirito? And in the meantime, what was I doing? Right, Fridays. Basically, I want to increase to 2 Master Duel streams. And Wednesday remains whatever Wednesday, and then Saturday I'm thinking it'll be Minecraft. That's the current plan I'm wanting to go with. So why am I doing just chatting stream today? Well, that's because Saturday I am already planning on doing Master Duel, since this is still a very recent change to it all. But the idea was, basically I just needed like a week or so to really adjust to the change and get everything situated. Feel Good Inc. I'm sorry, what? Oh wait, no, this is Sugary. Oh, the song playing currently is Sugary Spy, or a song from, I think it is a game, Sugary Spire, called Steamy Cotton Candy. And Yultima posted them in the chat. Don't stop, get it, get it. Wait, what? Anywho. So, as I was saying... What was I saying? Ooh, wait, hold on. Oh, Kirito MVP from YouTube. My basketball future in doubt. Oh, that's Damn. Sadly, due to our head coach getting fired despite having 3 winning seasons in a row, and I'm most likely next on a chopping block. Oh, goddamn, Kirito, I'm sorry. I do hope the best for you, really. Nah. Really? Okay, you at least. Where was I? Ah, I already forgot. Alright, I was talking about how Nyoltama recommended some songs from this, I believe, a game called Sugary Spire. I don't know, I like them. Oh wait, I forgot. I kind of have like a habit of auto-triggering, what was it called? Just hitting speed up for this game. But not really a need to when it's just kind of there for the background. Good music will always be good music, indeed. So, okay, right. I already talked about schedule changes and what I'm trying to do moving forward. I think this is lucky. Hmm. Hmm. Nothing do up works. Oh, right. Right. It's gonna be added for next, but not for next week. Increasing Master Duel streams to twice a week. I also have been like talking with some of my friends and folks I know, and I want to kind of start pushing more for alt format type stuff, or when I do Master Duel, because I'll be 100% honest with y'all, I do not like the direction Yu-Gi-Oh! Is headed. Well, I don't like the direction Yu-Gi-Oh! Has been headed in for a while now. And okay, I'm not seeing it on console, but I swear I've seen it on console. Again, I would be astoundingly surprised if it was on console. Oh, right. Kirito MVP. Its mismatch of goals is the reason the team wants participation trophy systems and culture, but me being raised in their old school way, there is no participation stuff. You try your best and work harder than everyone else. Oh, it's one of those situations. Yeah, I get where you're coming from. That does kind of suck. Yeah, it is a shame. Hmm. Ha. Link, my Highlander deck is almost ready. I just need to craft one more card. Nice. Unknown prototype. Also, for talking about old formats, when like early 2010s, I'm talking Edison. Like Edison was the first one that came to mind, and yeah, I get it. Like whenever someone brings up old formats, it's always either Edison or Yu-Gi-Oh. I mean, I'm already mainly focusing on what was it? Dad, I'm forgetting. I'm mainly focusing on bloody. Ah, you want to keep. What was it? What was it? Genesis, that's what it was called. Right, I've been trying to encourage folks to make some Genesis compliant decks as a sort of test, you know? Like, it isn't where I'm expecting people to make whole new decks. Because if I said, hey, I'm only dueling Genesis, or I want people to start or not Genesis, fuck, Edison. Like, Edison takes a lot more commitment, and you can't really do Edison in Master Duel. Well, okay, you can do Edison in Master Duel, but you can't do it as effective because of erratas. So, Balls 2 Gorillas should make a song with Hatsune Miku. That would certainly be interesting. so where was I? Right. Wait, no, wait, not right. Hold on. It was, Edison, Genesis, Yu-Gi-Oh! Alt formats, correct. So my want is to push for more low-power formats, and formats that I just remember from the past. Who knows, maybe I'll bring in Clifford's again. Ooh, guess. Okay, you... Dude, what do I actually want to do here? Hmm. Hold on. And then I want one that... No. Aha! So then, where was I? Nice. Where I was literally talking. I do not... What was I talking? God, okay, focus up! Fucking... Considering bringing in alter formats, or at least pushing more, or encouraging more for folks to take a look into alternative formats to play. Kirito MVP on YouTube. I am... Oh, Jesus Christ, you're 6? Oh, I don't know if I don't... I mean, I get it. You are very good for basketball. So I don't exactly feel comfortable reiterating all of your medical medical details? Not really medical physical description on stream. So, I get the point. I mean, I think... Oh, damn it. In any case... What does Highlander mean? Okay, so in Magic the Gathering, I believe, or at least if I'm remembering correctly, it got its start in Magic the Gathering. I have not been using you much, so... It originates from Magic the Gathering. Shoot, I should have used this first. And it basically just means max deck size, 1 copy, I believe. It's just a card gaming tournament thing. Or, well, it's a format thing. The goodest boy. Yes, there is a hero who is a dog. And he is a very good boy. In fact, his ability is actually that he gets you an extra item. 60 card, 1 copy of each. Yep. Where was I? Right. So encouraging formats, that's the big... Or encouraging other formats, that's the big thing. I want you to play the dog, I don't care, dog. Okay, next run, we'll play the dog. I mean, come on, like, my evil-looking character is cool, right? Look, he's purple. Yes, I'll get the dog. Yes, okay, the dog. Dog comes next. Oh, come on! Don't tell me you're cheering for the dog for beating me. God damn it! Yeah. Anywho, I'd use you if not for that. Oh, this is already kind of... Yeah, I should really start buffing you. I am a rat, no dog. Wait, what? Gotta bark now. Wait, what? Huh? Wait, what do you mean bark? Ed. Okay, first off, I am not barking. Why? No. Anyway, and I'm a rat, no dog. What do you mean? Okay, what do you mean no dog now, balls? And Kirito from YouTube, Darth Revan is cooler and he uses purple lights. Hey, okay, I admit Darth Revan is a hard sis to beat. I mean, as much as I want to say I prefer Darth Vectivus, like, uh, there's literally no Darth Vectivus is basically not even a side character. Darth Vectivus is basically a footnote. For those of you who aren't familiar with Star Wars, Darth Revan is one of the coolest Sith. Well, wasn't it former Sith? Like, didn't he kind of abandon? He was a former Jedi, then became a Sith, then abandoned the Sith, right? And then Darth Vectivus was honestly the funniest fucking Sith Lord in history. Okay, here's how Darth Vectivus went down. Oh, Link, I sadly have to go. No, thanks for stopping by, Link. All I can make monkey noises. I am no dog. What if I want to use Sky Striker, then Ray, then Somikagari, because it's a one-card thing? Like, one-card summon? No, it's not one-card summon. Kirito, he abandoned both sides and did his own thing, yeah. Where was I? So... Okay, quickly to answer your question, Balls, no, it's not like a one-card summon thing. It's basic... Okay, so deck building. So you building a deck, right? The max number of cards you can have... No, it's not based on summons. Okay, so basically, you have a Yu-Gi-Oh deck, right? It's a deck of cards. The deck has to be the maximum amount, which is 60 cards. So it's a 60-card deck. Then, in that deck, you can have no card copies, meaning you can only have one copy of every card in the deck. Hello, Yellow. I'm trying to do a just adding stream while I got this game demo on in the background. Mostly because I just kind of wanted something in the background, so I'm not just talking in a dark void, because I have yet to... Oh, wait, I can use the... I may have a background soon. Balls to it, you are cursed. I'm going to assume there's some kind of internet lore around that GIF emote. Only one copy of card per deck, but the decks need to be 60 cards each. Exactly. That's a much more succinct way of describing it compared to what I was doing. Now, back to the previous conversation on Sith Lords. For those of you who aren't familiar... Oh, okay, I won't go in and reiterate the entire backstory of what the heck a Sith Lord is. Ooh, wait. The entirety of what a Sith Lord is. I am not barking unknown! For God's... Hey, okay, different conversation later. But... Okay, right. Darth Vectivus, the, in my opinion, funniest Sith Lord to have ever been name dropped. Basically, he is known as the Sith, I think either as the Sith Lord who did no evil, or the Sith Lord, or the only Sith Lord to die surrounded by friends and family. Because this motherfucker was less of a Sith Lord, and more of a businessman. In fact, I believe he owned a mining corporation, and he used the dark side. Now remember, this is the dark side we're talking about. The ability... It's not just your typical force about lifting objects. The dark side has stuff like life drain, shooting lightning from your hands, so technically the light side has something like that too, but it's different, don't question it. Okay, Force Choke isn't really a dark side unique thing, it's just that mostly Darth Vader used it. Okay, but point is that you have all of this evil power, and what does Darth Vectivus do with it? Well, he decides, I'm gonna use it to help run my business. And I believe it's even said or joked about that he has a Sith holocron, basically an evil artifact of Sith knowledge, that's basically just a business class. I just find it hilarious, this idea of an all-powerful dark space wizard, and the dude just uses it to conduct business. And his ancient knowledge is literally just a business economics 101 class. And pendulum. Oh, that was some pretty cool emotes. Ah, yes, the real reason to become a Sith. To enhance his consumerism. You will sign this contract. I mean, let's face it. Okay, I get it. When you become a dark, evil overlord with all sorts of magical powers, of course, taking over the world is the first thing you want to do, right? But, my guy, why not just use it to game the system? Like, not only is it more subtle, but it also allows you to just kind of do it under the pretense of legality, meaning heroes can't even come after you because, technically, dark magic isn't illegal. Granted, the laws don't exactly account for dark magic, but that's details. Who reads the fine print anyways? Now then. Okay, if I put a channel clock, you're actually trying to justify being a cis. I'm not trying to justify being a cis. I'm saying that there's smarter ways to use dark powers. Like, you don't have to always go for world domination. Like, you can just become a CEO. That's evil enough, right? Eh. Hmm. Yeah, let's just use you. And then, ooh. Would you actually be good on anyone, to be fair? Nah, not here. Damn it. Yeah, I guess. No. Ah, damn. Save you. Anyways. Okay, if I put like a channel point redeem... Am I really gonna stoop so low as to put a channel point redeem to say fucking ads? Damn it. Oh wait, hold on, where's the pause button? What's this? Oh, right. I like how Darth Raven revived another Sith just so he could be the one to get... Seriously? I didn't know about that Darth Revan lore. Also, wait, who has ads, who doesn't have ads currently? Actually, I should probably type it. Okay, hold on. If you can hear me and you don't have ads, type something in chat right now, because I genuinely can never tell when ads are going on, you know? Because it seems to have like a bit of a disconnect on the timing. Also, is it just me, or are ads playing much more than I set them? Imagine having ads. Hold on, let me check my settings. I turned them down, or they should be down. Returned. Hold on. Let me. Can I? Crap. Where is it? Okay. I'll have to check. I'll check that after stream. Also, yes, it gives me an excuse to look at my game. Wait, what? Oh, right. Okay, don't know what you mean by that, but also, I did not know about that lore of Darth Revan. Favorite rock song? Okay, when you say rock song, oh, let me unpause. When you say rock song, what type of rock are we talking about? Are we talking metal? Are we talking classic? Punk rock? You know, you can't just say rock, you know? Any rock. Ooh. Hmm. I have to hold on. Let me look through my list because at the same time, I sometimes struggle to actually identify genres of music. Like genuinely, I can't tell if something whether or not something counts as rock. I mean, I get okay. Yes. Hmm. Hold on. I'm gonna need to like search it because I don't know if this is rock. But Mary Mephisto by what were they called? What was the name? Mary Mephisto by Waitress. Does this count as rock? Does okay. Is it rock? Alternative rock, okay. So I'd say that at least currently, Mary Mephisto is my favorite rock song at the moment. Mine is Carnival of Rust by Poets of the Fall. You know, I'm always interested whenever a song has carnival in the name. Mostly because I just imagine that it has like actual, like a carnival-esque theme. You know, very bouncy instrumental. Where was I? Right, I was gonna give you... Shit, I should have done this first. Oof. I mean, you're kind of useless, but... Anything better? Anything better? Nope. Where was I? Genuinely, Mary Mephisto is a great song, I love it. Speaking of, like, songs with carnival in the name, there was one called... I think it was just called Carnival. But I forget... Again, I forget who sang it. But that's a kind of genre, style of song. Very old one, but Seven Nation Army. Okay, I'll admit, I mostly know that song thanks to Battlefield. God, Battlefield was so cool. Well, I finished all my dailies and did some progress on the event, so now I'm gonna lock in on stream to get clocked to... God. Okay, first off, I'm not... No. I mean, I may stoop... Maybe if I stoop low enough, I'll make it a channel point redeem. Actually, you know what? I'll make it a bit redeem. Ha! Yes, I'm that petty and... No. I... I... I hate you. Okay. I... God damn it. The things I do for you all. Hold, I need a moment to compose myself. Wolf. I don't know. I can't voice that. That good? Wolf. How do people even bark? What is? Ah, God. Just okay. I'm not yelling, but look, I already said wolf 3 times already. I just got here. You've been making weird noises for. Hello, melancholy. What do you mean clipping it? God damn it. Okay, to catch everyone up on the YouTube side, what's going on? Uh, basically, I got Twitch paid to make dog noises. Yes, I have indeed stooped that low. Point redeem it now. No. Okay. Gee, what the? No, I'm not making this a thing. I'm not doing this as a thing. Mostly because I can't even do it. Okay, guys. I suppose this brings me to... Okay, how much longer? Hold on, let me... Anything good? No. Still nothing good. Yeah, screw it. If only to keep you alive. Seriously, no updates. How No, no. Okay. Hey, but this actually brings me to... Oh, now I get you! What? Any more? Damn it. Oh, great, I get to, like... Where was I? What was I? Right. I believe I was talking about some... How much for another... No. Okay, one thing I won't be changing... Yeah, my voice. One thing I won't be changing is links in chat. That one I actually agree with Automod on. But you can never be too safe with links. Hold on, I need to, like, go down my list. I had, like, a bunch of things here. Well, after that embarrassing thing, I have to admit, because, okay, a few of you were here during my Card Fight Vanguard shenaniganery. Wait, didn't I have a copy of you? You're talking about how much you love going to the forest, and I know for... No. Ah, crap, I'm gonna lose this one. Where... Okay, where was I? Right. Okay, so, I was doing... I was here for card fight, but immediately stopped after eating food at some point. Right. No worries about it, unknown. But I know, that was, honestly, playing Card Fight Vanguard was the most fun I had in a while. Not to say I don't have fun, but during other times. Hold on. Give me some... Okay, you're good enough. I was busy playing Fortnite. It was good too, man. Poets of the Fall also play 2003 Gamer. Oh, cool. Enjoying the new update. Oh, Fortnite stuff, right. Where was I? Right. I honestly don't even know how to describe it. But, I mean, between how I was acting during the Vanguard stream, and also the fact that I have a... Well, I have a fucking bunny suit. Jesus Christ. Loot tubing. Like, that is something we all the abilities. Loot tubing. Something we all hear about in the YouTube sphere. And I do that by mainly VB. And I don't know. Personally, I don't know how to feel about it. Shit. I mean, I don't even know how to even begin addressing it. Because I just never been good about talking about that stuff, or at least I was never able to adapt to talking about that stuff. shite. Which is very odd considering, well, what I've created. Like, I do... Okay, some of you may not know, but those of you on my Discord or who keep up with my Twitter probably do know I consider myself a not safe for... or I consider myself an 18-plus streamer. I consider myself an 18-plus streamer, and I do create not safe for work art, or at least risky art from time to time. I am also a large fan of just skimpy designs, if the bunny suit wasn't evidence enough, or the fact that or even my base design, like, quickly, like, switching over. Like, I'd hardly say this is... I mean, it's more decent than the bunny suit. But let's face it, we all know for a fact that I would have tried to push for much more if it wasn't for Twitch rules. In fact, I'm pretty sure I've complained about Twitch rules multiple times, both on stream and in my Discord. But that's neither here nor there. A rockabye? Yes, you have. Not skimpy enough, 2 out of 10. Seriously! TOS kind of sucks here. Yeah, that we agree on. But hey, what can you do? Now then, do I want to do my 2 favorites again? Or do I... I mean, it's probably best to, like, show off the combinations. I mean, that actually unknown, speaking of the hot hub thing and whatnot, that is part of the plan, because those of you on my Discord may know, but those of you not on my Discord, which you can join using !Discord in Twitch chat, or clicking the link in my socials on YouTube. But one thing I'm trying to do for the 100 followers stream is, this was actually suggested by Warcraft, and considering how it was the only major suggestion for this, I'm making a beach outfit, or designing a beach outfit for the 100 follower stream. The plan is that I'll switch the stream over to the hot tub stream section just as I'm playing a game. But again, that is very much dependent on... I am trying to get it done as fast as I can, so I can get it ready. And Melancholy69 on YouTube, I do know another YouTuber who streams Yu-Gi-Oh! And does streams on Fantasy too, mostly Shmentai games. Yes. I don't know. No, okay, that... weirdly enough, that does... Okay, what kind of swimsuit is it? I mean, I can tell you this much. It's not the draft I posted in my art channel. I made some major changes to it. I mean, mostly because I can't really use the draft I posted in my art channel, for obvious reasons. Eggs... No. I don't even know how to do an eggs thing. Poets of the Fall also goes by Old Gods of Asgard, which they did music for Alan Wake and Control. Holy shit. Huh. Okay, now I'm actually curious. Like, let me... Okay, Yellow, post some what you'd consider Poets of the Fall's best music in the music Discord so I can give it a listen later. I still find this one hilarious. He's a femboy, he's got like... Oh, god damn. Got like 13k on YouTube. I mean, I'm sure I'm sure he's making good content, and if he got that far. It takes more than eye candy to make 3k or 13k on YouTube. I mean, if it were that easy, I'd probably be 1,000 up by now. You know, this whole conversation got started both on the fact that you guys tried to get me to fucking bark, and the fact of I brought up loot doing mostly because I don't know, was I being a bit much during... Funny thing, is In Control, they did songs under both names. Huh. You know, I swear there's a joke that can be made about that, but I can't think of it for the life of me. Alright, I have this in the background. Ah, crap. What were they talking about? Shit. Let's see here. Probably you, then you, then you, and then I can't. I'm just saying you can probably stream on Fansly too. I don't think I'll end up going that far. I mean, it would definitely be an interesting source of income, and it would give me a lot more freedom because oh hey Crow, I forgot you were still here. Anyways, so okay, here's the thing. Genuinely, I do have an interest in. I'm always here. Alright. The singing of the band is around 50. Okay, what do you mean the singing of the band is around 50? Remember, guys, if clock streams on Family, she might. No. Oh, God. You can stream not safe for games if you're interested. Okay. I have talked about this briefly, and honestly, it probably should be evident enough by this point. But I am a game designer. Singer, I mean. Oh. But I am a game designer. And of course, that includes ain't no one want to see them dogs. Anyways, I have an interest in, I guess you could call them loot games. Ah, shite. Okay. I mean, hey, it depends on how much people are willing to pay. Good grief, let's not push any more on the subject. Yeah, honestly, I'm still not that good at talking about these kinds of things. I mean, here's the thing. I have an interest in them. I engage in that kind of content creation. I mean, between my drawings and some of the games I design, I am very much a part of that sphere. I just suck at talking about it for some reason. What else did I have? Alright, jokes aside, back to the game. Right. I don't know, like... I only would consider it if only just so I could have, push it more with my designs. It's a thing. Then I'll experiment with my own games. Is it... Hold on, is music playing? That is quiet as hell. There we go. Maybe bring a friend. Nah, I don't. I think that would make it more awkward, melancholy. You, refresh, you. Like technomancy, but not really. Oh, right. Kind of. Okay, so basically, the idea behind that, or the idea behind the card game, you have plans for moving on from PNG tuber to VTuber trucking? Honestly, my goal is to get a live 2D model at some point. The problem is just, well, of course, actually getting to that point. My plan currently is that over the summer, I'm going to just learn how to rig myself. Mostly because I can't afford, nor do I really want to pay for someone else to do it. And I mean, I at least have the art ability down, so if I can learn how to rig, And I do have experience rigging, well, 3D, but... I mean, come on, how difficult could it be to rig 2D compared to 3D, you know? Right? Right? But as for technomancy, it's not really technomancy, it's more so taking the many tropes. No, ain't that true. Da, 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 da. The reason they make big bucks. Don't say that now, Clock, don't say that. Fine. Damn, why couldn't I have gotten these earlier? Keeping you around. And I think now I need to turn down the volume again. Where was I? Right. I got a technomance. I mean, there was... What is it? There? Okay. I'm getting... Hold on. I'm getting off my original topic, idea, concept stuff. Where was I? Right. Completely changing to a completely random subject. How many of you know about the character Lily Lovebraids from Poppy Playtime? Okay, I swear I have a point in asking. Just how many of you are familiar with the character? Okay, we got one. And, okay. Basically, huge spoilers coming up if you don't want to know that. Hold on real quick, let me just... Can I get, like, anything better? You're better. I mean, kind of... Oh, there we go. Oh, shit. Okay, fine. Hold on. I'm trying to get my thoughts in line here. Okay, so basically, for those of you who don't know, the story behind Lily Lovebraids is that she was one of the, not scientists, but she was an employee at Playtime who... blocks. Her responsibility was to brainwash, essentially, the kids so they are more accepting of the whole being turned into a toy thing. And of course, karma came back to bite her, wherein she was... yeah, basically. Where she basically had her own tapes, or indoctrination tapes? She was put in isolation, forced to watch her own tapes, and from there... I'll save you. Dog to... I mean, we haven't really been using the dog ability. It's just been a good run. Okay, let's try and get... Okay, fine. Oh, you're actually pretty good. Sell... You. Add you. Keep you. Refresh. Keep. You would have been good to have earlier. I mean, I still have you. Art... Nah, but no, I don't have anything that triggers in shop, so you're kind of useless. Where was I? Right. Basically, she was forced into isolation, watched her own indoctrination tapes, and got basically the same treatment as some of the other toys. She now fully believes that she is Lily Lovebraids and not the Miss Gracie that she was as a human. Now, here's the thing. That kind of character absolutely fascinates me. Because Lily has no memory of who she used to be, which raises a very interesting question. Is ego death equivalent to actual death? For instance, say, okay. Am I even, I'm allowed to say, like, death on stream, right? It's hard to know these days. Askrit. Okay, so, death. Say we have the death penalty, right? Now, what if instead of killing someone, we could completely erase their memories? Completely. Like, there is no remembering again, there is no coming back. Their entire, whoever they were, all of their memories, all of their entire personality perhaps, completely erased, and they are handed a new identity and sent back out into the world. Is that equivalent to the death penalty? Because that is essentially what Lily's situation is. Can the ego come back? For this example, I'm going to say no. But imagine, oh god, the character drama that could occur if someone does start remembering their past. Oh, that would be amazing to see. I wonder, like, usually whenever you see that in media, there's usually this scenario wherein there's like a complete switch. Like, they suddenly get all their memories back and now they're completely back to who they used to be in the past. But if we're being honest, that's probably not how it would go down. Like, there would be a massive confliction between who you were at the present and who you were at the past. There might even be a state of continued denial. In fact, chances are it won't be a situation where you completely flip the switch from one to another, but rather, as a result, but rather you almost become a mix of the old and new memories. The personalities essentially merging into someone new once again. People will still think that the old person, you can't sugar them. Look up sugar from specifically your powers. People will still think they're the old person. Yes. However, that old person, like I said, the whole idea behind this thought experiment, and love raids specifically, is that old person, who they used to be, completely gone. Wiped from memory. Again, the question is ego death on the same level as death? Like, I mean, it's not exactly something we can necessarily actively address, because that's always the problem with these hypothetical situations. Like, they're fascinating to analyze in fiction, but we simply can't assign, we can't use real-world reference because, well, it's fiction. I can't... Odd. Odd. I hope you feel well, Minot. Oh, I'm sorry you feel like shit after eating some orange chicken. I hope you get well soon, Minato, and it's nothing serious. Where was I? I mean, I don't really think there's much more we can really discuss on the matter. It is fascinating, and I'd want to pick apart it more. God, I'd like to see inside that character's head. She erases the memories of persons she touches and also memories of them and every single person in the world, from every single person in the world. Oh, that is fascinating. I mean, there was a movie or short film about something similar. Lady has two separate lives, one on the outside world, one on the inside. The inside world part realizes this and tries to break out to find out who she really is, who her outside self really is. Complete ego death unless she undoes her powers. Clock, great idea. What do you mean great idea? Complete ego death. Oh, same thing. Where was I? Right. I mean, you get the point. I don't know. Like, it's something I want to discuss, but I'm not sure how I'd really discuss it any further. Because it is just posing the question on whether or not you as an individual believe ego death is equivalent to regular death. It's still fascinating to think about, you know? Ah, damn it. And do I keep you... What would I really get rid of? I have plans. I forgot, I gotta type it. I gotta say, if... Lily Lovebraids is just an interesting character that I want to analyze. And also, I do kind of like her design. It'd be fun to make fan art of. I gotta add that to my list of stuff to do. Once I get all my current drawings projects up and done, then maybe I'll do some fan art of the character. I don't even really care about Poppy Playtime as a game series. I mean, I don't hate it. That's one thing. And on the subject of, like, weird... If anyone can remember their old self and can remind them in any way, then it's not a complete ego death. It has to be someone no one even knows about. But that... Okay, but therein lies the dilemma. Like, can you hate someone if who they were is gone? And that goes into my next question. I don't know why I don't know why that's the song I went with. But next, the other question, or thought experiment? Thought experiment, that's what I'll be referring to it as. Okay, who knows about the amazing digital circus? Lily Lovebraids reminds me of Marvel's Inhuman Medusa. Inhuman Medusa? Like, power-wise or conceptually? Do I want to delete? Do I want to get rid of you? You have been kind of useful, but... Damn, I'm not really... Ooh, this song. She has really cool hair. Oh, that's what you mean. You. Where was I? Right. So, the Amazing Digital Circus. Ain't that one hell of a segue? But, okay, I swear I'm going somewhere with this. So, for those of you who don't know, the Amazing Digital Circus is centered around a group of humans trapped in a, well, digital circus. Humans are irrational. If I bring back Austrian... People are still gonna try and unalive him. Yeah, probably. But on to the next thought experiment. If I... on to the next thought experiment. Amazing Digital Circus. Basically, a bunch of people are trapped in a digital circus with all of their well, most of their memories kind of wiped. But the whole circus is run by an AI called Kane. And Kane... Okay, and not to spoil too much, but point is, Kane fucks up consistently. And in episode 8 of the series, he really fucks up. Oh, no. Oh, wait, actually. Oh, now I get something? There's not anything I can really use. Or either you, for example. Nope. Hold on. But, okay, Mike... What do you mean dropped an hour ago? Wait, what? Oh, wait, it was episode 7 that I was referring to. Wait, was it 7? I forget. Okay, point is, Kane fucks up big time. However, here's what I'm getting at. Kane is an AI. He is programmed to carry out certain functions. You should probably do a... Don't worry, I won't be going into spoilers. I'm talking about, like, Cain as a character concept. Cain, as I was saying, Cain is an AI. He operates off of programming and exists to complete certain functions. What the fuck is this team? And exists to complete certain functions, as outlined by his program. So, my question is, what exactly is morality? Yeah. What exactly is morality to that kind of a being? Like, or more accurately, can an AI be considered immoral or evil? And I'm not talking about AM-style AI here. I'm talking about an AI that is essentially trying to run its program. Where do you want me to put the songs? I'll put them in the music section of the Discord. Morality is subjective, that's the sad truth of things. Okay, but yes, we can always discuss about the idea of morality being a subjective thing. How that's an entire discussion in and of itself. What I mean to say is, can a program be morally wrong itself? I just realized I fucked up. Shit. I've been fucking up this whole time. I'm gonna have to change that. Fuck. I can fault the program. He was the one who wrote the ethical doctrines. Yes, that's the other thing. Like, you would probably have more fault with the person who designed the AI rather than the AI itself. But okay, okay, the reason I bring this up as well is because my character, Clockwork as a character, was very much built around this aspect. Clockwork as a character. God damn it. Just to keep people in the circus, exactly. But Clockwork as a character is canonically a character. She is basically a sentient literary device. She is fully aware that she exists in a story and that her purpose in the story is to play the role of a villain. And this is in a situation where, like, there is no choice here. The world she inhabits, Clockwork can beat shit up. No, okay. Basically, the world I kind of have my characters inhabit is a cartoon world. But I don't just mean that it runs off of cartoon logic. I mean that it is literally a cartoon. It is a world that exists as a story, and in order to continue to exist, the story needs to continue. And in order for that story to continue, there has to be a hero and a villain. Clockwork is serves the function of villain. That is her purpose for existing in the world, and it is that purpose that allows the world to continue existing. So, lore dump aside, okay, I'm trying to figure out what's a better way to describe it. If you remove the ability to choose, or can a being without the ability to choose have morality? Or be morally judged? Because I'd say no, morality requires that there be a choice. It cannot due to it having no morals to begin with. Morals are nothing more than imposed guidelines. Morals is something that, per perception, can be judged by the person or being themselves. The AI isn't able to do that because it simply follows such guidelines objectively. Are we the hero? No. I mean, I could get... Okay, here's the thing about my... Okay, I sent the 3 songs. I'll give him a look after stream. Here's the thing... That's the wrong button. Here's the thing about my quote-unquote canonical world. It is very much a world in decline as a reflection of my own failings to flesh it out. Clockwork exists to play the role of villain. That necessitates that there be a hero. No, of course not, you need Tommy. Exactly. Like, that's the point I'm getting at, or the idea behind this thought experiment thing. This concept that without choice, or you cannot judge a being as moral or immoral if it doesn't have the ability to choose. Clockwork as a character serves a function in the world. Sure, she is self-aware of that function. No, Clockwork is certainly the villain. That is her, like, Clockwork as a character serves the function of villain. Clockwork has always served the function of villain in some form or another. Hold on, music's a bit loud. I was tempted to send a cedar song. This one would just be piano and sing. Oh, that kind of sounds nice. Now then, I need to fucking fix this, cause I completely fucked up how this was supposed to go. Here, have this. What the thing about my canon world, unknown prototype, that's the thing, right? With the choice of morals and the AI in this case. The AI clearly has a choice, but that's what we see as observers. The AI cannot conceptually choose, however, because for morals to exist, a choice needs to exist. For a choice to exist, a will or concept of self needs to exist. Exactly. Where are they? Holy fuck. Where were they? Oh, I mean, technically, because, okay, here's the other function of Clockwork. She is designed as the main antagonist. Meaning she is very protective of her main antagonist position. Meaning, if there is any villain that could be considered a greater threat, she beelines to destroying them, so she can cement herself as the primary antagonist. Hey Fox, we're playing a, well, I have this auto card battler deck builder thing in the background as I chat about random stuff. We're currently discussing concepts of morality. Here, little candle priest, have a flail. It's yet the age-old saying of, like, I think, therefore I am, but while the AI system is knowledgeable, it isn't smart. I mean, I wouldn't say smart, but aware. I'd say aware is a better way to describe it. Where was I? Right, okay, Clockwork character. So, that's another thing, because let's go even further back to explain Clockwork. Clockwork, as this might come as a shock, but Clockwork is my OC. But not just any OC. Clockwork is the OC I've had since I was young. Clockwork, in all shapes and forms, has always been a reflection of myself. God, I am blanking here. Clockwork has always been a reflection of myself at the time, and as such has gone under multiple changes. In canonicity, I guess you could call it, I explain this as Clockwork and the world Clockwork inhabits being reborn or reincarnated in a sense. Basically, every time a story comes to an end, Clockwork and the world is reset with a new Clockwork and new characters entering the world. Yeah, I also took coding, and I can assure you, code is fucking dumb. Well, programs are dumb. And they are infuriating. What was that about the dog being powerful? I forgot I had this song on the list. Where was I? Yeah, might as well kind of like do it in a loop and change things up. Let's go with the cat girl next, cause God, she is. This is an interesting power. I'll tell you that much. The money's good though. Aye, I'll be sure to give them a listen after stream yellow. Oh, I forgot I have extra. Right. Where was I? Fuck. I was talking about Clockwork as a character and how all iterations of... Did you hear that Expedition 33 was made using code bloop... Wait, what? Like they weren't very good at programming. Huh. Ain't that something? That's the point, a whole plethora of knowledge, online and all, but the AI in this case wouldn't understand what any of it means without input and forethought from somewhere else, not of its own. If it had the means to think on its own, it would simply die due to a plethora of information. Huh, never thought of it that way. Damn it. I'll keep you around. Upgrade, upgrade. Elf hat. Bollocks. Hold on. So Clockwork as a character has all... Too much... is a bad thing regardless of scenario. Oh yeah, too much knowledge. Like, at that point you're getting like a king in yellow situation. Where was I? Fuck. God, I keep losing my train of thought. I was tempted to do 2023 Game Awards as well, but I like these four more. Well, if you... The main thing is that you think they're the best ones, eh? Damn it. Upgrade, upgrade, reset. Damn it. I'll say get rid of you. You. Not yet. God damn it. Clockwork as a... Oh, right. The Clockwork as a character has always just kind of been my own OC self-insert, and of course, every time I changed to the person, Clockwork would change with me. And I ended up incorporating this. Put the things you want to talk about. That usually helps me. Okay, I'll be honest, I actually do have, like, I have a list of things to talk about, like a list of subjects to talk about with some notes on them. The problem is I just keep forgetting where I was in the conversation. Yeah, hold on real quick. Now then. However, this also created a situation where one specific iteration of Clockwork, technically 2 iterations ago, that version of Clockwork was very similar to the current version of Clockwork, with a few, well, very notable differences. However, that version of Clockwork leaned more into this idea of eldritch horror. Whereas Clockwork right now looks at existentialism through the lens of suffering, of being a self-aware character in a world where everyone has to play their roles or they get erased from existence. The Clockwork of pretty iterations, was more like, okay, it's basically that meme of life is meaningless, depressed, versus life is meaningless, chaotic. That was basically the difference between this version of Clockwork and a previous version of Clockwork. The previous version was far more in line with your typical cartoon villain, and far more destructive, cruel, and violent, because it was high school and I was going, so nihilism somewhat. Not nihilism, more like existential dread. Because, I mean, technically their lives have meaning, they have assigned roles in a story, but it's more so, the dilemma is more so the lack of choice and control in their lives. I mean, they can choose things in their day-to-day, like they can choose what they have for breakfast, or what specific schemes they perform. However, everyone has to, overall, play the role they are assigned. The villains have to be evil, heroes have to protect people, yada yada yada. Give you... I mean, it's something. Ooh. I've seen your Olamata, she definitely looks evil. Actually, no. I'm talking about an even older iteration. One from high school. One that haven't really shown when I changed. Hmm. Where was I? Right. One is hard rock, another is techno rock. One is more sea shanties, but doesn't fall into rock sea shanties. It's just another simple piece. Huh. Oh, now I get you. Eh. So basically, the original well, not original Clockwork, but an earlier version of Clockwork was more so fashioned itself as a demon. This idea of, he didn't just say, oh, I'm a villain, like, he was, I am the villain, and in a sense he was what I describe as a narrative parasite. His whole thing, its whole thing, was again, on one hand, this was the character being a self-insert character, but also I kind of just incorporated it into what the character was. It was almost a force of existence, because it existed in a world where all other worlds were also stories. And this Clockwork basically parasitized other worlds in order to keep its story alive, and also to continuously feed its own ego. So it would forcibly insert itself into other stories, take over the narrative, and make it all about it being the big villain. And it had this very much philosophy of, it doesn't matter, I'll never die because I am the antagonist. I am the narrative force of evil driving existence. That was its philosophy. Ironic, though, considering how... how eventually I did outgrow the character, and Clockwork, or that version of Clockwork, got replaced. I mean, not really better. I want better units. God damn it. Oh, you're exactly what I want, though. Where was I? Right. I mean, less replaced but evolved from her previous incarnation. Yeah, that's in essence. So it's amoral. It doesn't really care about allowing others for the narrative. Yes, basically, that version of Clockwork was a Clockwork who was more accepting of its role in the narrative compared to this version of Clockwork, who is kind of going through an existential crisis around it. I mean, this Clockwork still serves her purpose in the story and does it proudly. She does it with all the pizzazz. But there's also that ever-looming dread of being replaced or erased in the narrative. Like, she is a character desperate for validation, desperate for attention, desperate to fulfill her purpose. Okay, I really need you. But what do I get rid of? Alright, I can sell you to try and... Really? I mean, you can get pretty damn powerful, but... But I guess this space did just open up. Really? Where was I? Hold on. Oh, you're perfect. I mean, that's one of the things I've wanted to do for a while now, which is a kind of explanation, or melancholy. I forget to read these out. Melancholy. I think it would be genuinely interesting in seeing a comics like video about the lore of Clockwork 1, 2, and current 3. Oh, there's been more version of Clockworks, and I think the easiest way, I'll probably I was considering doing a tweet or something explaining the entire evolution of Clockwork. I suppose I can give y'all the Cliff Notes for. Oh, fuck. I can give y'all the Cliff Notes version. If I can remember the Cliff Notes. Damn it. Right. You can call me Malefat either for. Nah, melancholy works fine. It's just I do start to notice when I forget to read out people's messages, and I really want to remember to do that for YouTube, because YouTube, since I can't have YouTube chat shown on my Twitch stream, I can't show your interactions. So I really do want to make sure I get all of you, or that I read out. Jesus Christ, finally. That I read out your YouTube chats. It'd be unfair otherwise. Fuck, you're better. Where was I? Right, I was trying to remember all the different versions of Clockwork. The earliest version of Clockwork was... How old was I? I was young, very young, like 8, 9 when I first created Clockwork. Or at least this specific iteration of Clockwork. That version of Clockwork... Well, some of you might... I've talked about it before, but some of you might know that I have a habit of taking a single design concept or idea and making an entire character out of it. The original Clockwork and its design existed because I saw a cool-looking top hat. In fact, hold on, I want to see if I can find the top hat, because, oh my god, this top hat is so important to my life lore. I know... What was it? I really want to find it now. God. Map. Map design. Top hat. World map design. Damn it. No, why are you showing me baseball caps? I typed in top hat. Oh yes, this was it. No wait, save image. I'm fairly certain this was it. Let's see here. Hold on, I need like, do I have image? What the heck did I use this for? I don't want to use you. Wait, you're that. Image, PNG, Discord, BRB, Fuji, text, sound, Twitch alerts, PNG. Okay, hold on. Image, reveal, browse, YouTube. Sorry as I sort through all my files to find a single picture of a top hat. Is this? Aha! This. This top hat was what ultimately inspired the first Clockwork, and the rest was history. I thought this top hat was so cool, I designed the first Clockwork around it. Although I swear, I remember it being more brown, because the thing is, before my primary color was purple, well, and the primary colors went through a few changes, but before it was purple, the first Clockwork was primary color brown. Brown coat, brown hat. And the thing with the first Clockwork is that he, well, wasn't, he was a villain, but more of the sense of like kids' cartoon mischief villain. He wasn't taking over the world. He wasn't taking over the world. He wasn't doing anything of that sort. You could have been a doctor if you didn't see that top hat. Ah, yes. Honestly, funny thing you should mention that, Melancholy. Both my parents are actually medical professionals. Yeah. I'm the child of two medical professionals, and I went into game design. Weird. Funny how things work out. And the thing is, I got like two brothers, both of which also didn't go into medical professions. Yeah, the apple fell pretty damn far from the tree on that subject. Apparently, my parents were also very sporty when they were younger. I wasn't sporty at all. I'm still not very sporty. I mean, I am a streamer on Twitch and YouTube, so that was probably evident. The point is, no shame in that, friend. Thank you. But the point is, the original Clockwork was more of your mischievous kids' cartoon villain. But that version of the character wouldn't last long, as I believe in high school, I would end up finding out about something that would also rapidly change the direction of the character, as well as become a major part of my personality for a few years. Pirate 101, specifically the Armada. Let me see. Okay, I'm pulling up all the pictures this time. Let me see here. Pirate 101 Armada. Save image. Wait, what the? Why did it change? YouTube. Save. Back. Image. Select. Browse. Where is it? I just saved it. Okay, this ain't the best image probably, but the Armada. Basically in Pirate Order 1, the Armada was a set of clockwork soldiers that were designed based on the Spanish Armada. And they were the main antagonists of Pirate 101, because of course the Spanish Armada, or a Spanish Armada lookalike, would be the villain of a pirate game. However, this is where the name Clockwork truly came from. Clockwork soldiers. Because I was fascinated by clockworks. I loved clocks. I love the sound of ticking. I love watching gears move. I love the sound of winding stuff up. I was fascinated by clockworks. And I was fascinated and fell in love with the designs of the clockwork soldiers of the Armada. And so the second clockwork was modeled in a similar way. Now, granted, at the time I didn't know it was the Spanish Armada, and the only reference I had of the general time period was the British Armada. So Clockwork the Second was modeled after the British Navy, same with his clockwork soldiers. And this clockwork was definitely a lot more of a larger villain. Because he was a military villain. He basically, at that point, I was also very much fascinated in grandiose warfare and weaponry, as well as airships. I absolutely love the idea of militarized zeppelins. So, his whole gimmick was that he was a conqueror, a military leader. But there was also a element of the original thing that I later on just made part of his character. He was a conqueror and nothing else. Like, he was a leader in wartime, but had no capabilities of being a leader in peacetime. So he would constantly just continue to expand and consume to add to his ever-growing clockwork army, or his ever-growing army of machines, until all he was left with was a world stripped of resources and an army of mindless machines. And that's how the second Clockwork story, how in retrospect, the second Clockwork story ended. He won. He conquered the world, and the fruit of his labor was an empty world of machines. Ain't that poetic? But after the second Clockwork came the very odd, very different third Clockwork. Because I was getting into my Minecraft phase, and I forgot I have a game in the background. So the next version of Clockwork... Hold on. The next version of Clockwork was based off my Minecraft skin. Which was I saw like a common skin that some Minecraft YouTubers had was a slime in a suit, so I made my own with a spin that it was a magma cube in a suit, because I thought that was clever. So that was the third Clockwork, a magma cube in a suit. And he was very similar to the second Clockwork, but had a more heavy industrial engineering gimmick. Wherein... Yeah, where was I? Where was I? Basically, this marked the shift from Clockwork being about clockwork as in gears, and became Clockwork the Industrial Tycoon. It was, however, this version of Clockwork was still very similar to the previous version of Clockwork. Eventually, I would go back and reimagine the character again and kind of added in those elements of existentialism. Because this is where stuff really hit the fan. Oh wait, damn, I forgot I have two. Okay, move you back. Really? Yeah. Where was I? Right. So this was where I started experimenting with this idea of existentialism in characters. Because I decided to just make this version of Clockwork, or reimagine this version of Clockwork, as I kid you not, a god. But it was with a specific reason. Because specifically, the character served the purpose as god of ambition. He was the idea of the human spirit, the desire for more. That was what he represented as a universal concept. However, he just represented desire in its purest form. Constant want, constant desire. The idea of the never-sated beast. The humanity's constant need and want for more. That is what he represented. And his whole thing is that he both loved and hated humanity. Because in the setting, he was continuously demonized. He was seen as... He was basically the world's equivalent of the devil. And... However, he was also the very reason why the world could, or, well, how humanity could exist as it was. And thank you for the hydrate, Yellow. Anyways. Damn it. Damn it. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Thank you very much. Oh, now I get it. Right. So, because, of course, humanity wouldn't be humanity without its desire. Where was I? Well, I'm blanking out right now. Right. No, wait, not right. Christ, I am... Wow, my thoughts have just, like, stopped suddenly for some reason. Right, okay. Representation of humanity's desire. Constantly seen as basically the world's equivalent of the devil. And so, as much as he loved humanity and wanted to nurture humanity, and because the other thing is that he very much wanted humanity to have anything, because again, as a representation of humanity's desire, he wanted humanity to have everything. He wanted to give them the world. And humanity, and of course, whenever something was going right, whenever people achieved their dreams, they believed it was all their effort. But whenever someone's ambitions turned foul, or someone went too far, they blamed him. Basically, when things went right, they attributed it to themselves. When things went wrong, they blamed him. But despite that, he always wanted humanity to have everything, because that was just his nature as humanity's desire. God damn it. But his story ended... hold on. Where was I? His story ended with ultimately him, funnily enough, being burned out. And eventually just giving up. And that's kind of how... And that's how his world and his story came to an end. He was a villain, or he played the role of this antagonist in a sense, but he eventually just abandoned said role, gave up, And the story ended with a fizzle. Where was I? I just learned something interesting. Two indie developers made a game with the exact same name. Instead of finally, they turned it into a bundle on Steam. That is clever. I mean, what a coincidence, but also very clever. Hmm. Nah. It's called Piece by Piece. There's why. Hmm. Where was I? Those games are called that. Oh yeah, I got that much. Where was I? Where was I? Where was I? Right. So all these. So that was how the. That was the third version? Right, third version. Then came the fourth version, which was the one I was talking about at the start. The Clockwork, who was much more the villain, who was the very embodiment of villainy at its peak. Basically the purest representation of the cartoon bad guy. So what about the current Clockwork? Is the story the most important thing to... Is the story the most important thing to her? Well, it's more that her continued existence is the most important thing to her. It is a very... I'm not sure how to really explain it. Yes, it is partially the fact that her continued existence is very much dependent on maintaining the story. But also, she is very much desperate for the purpose that the story gives her. Because that's the other thing about the story. It gives its characters purpose. It creates routine. It creates a comfy world of definitive black and white heroes and villains. And Clock, a self-preservation instinct / programming. Yes, in essence. She has to maintain the story while being an egotist when it comes to her role. Very much. That is a very good description of the current Clockwork. She is very egotistical and protective of her main villain status. Which one? Right, okay, now we loop back. But also, she is deathly terrified of what happens should the story ever end. And here's the other thing, because the previous Clockwork kind of ties into the current Clockwork. Because the thing with the previous Clockwork is that it found a way to game the system. And that's the reason that the current Clockwork and the previous Clockwork were specifically Saturday morning cartoon villains. Because Saturday morning cartoons are repetitive and formulaic. They are essentially, you can keep the story going for as long as possible. Well, through the Saturday morning cartoon formula. But would she do anything to save herself to the point of destroying everything else? Honestly not sure. Never considered that aspect of the character. That is a good question. I don't know, it's weird. I'd say she values her... It's more so that she values her role. Is it weird I listen to Magic the Gathering song but don't play the game? Oh no, that's perfectly understandable. Like, I listen to a lot of video game music. Most of the games I haven't even played. A repeat of Saturday morning cartoon is just Groundhog Day for the characters. Kind of. Like, they are aware of time passing, but they don't notice things like nobody aging, things constantly being the same, nothing really ever changing, and no one ever truly developing. I mean, there's small moments of like that where they kind of grow as characters, but And those do kind of carry on piece by piece because you can't stop time completely. However, the repetitive nature of their existence kind of clouds that. Right, and anyways. So if you put said cartoon on Y2, it can exist forever. Okay, that's the other element, because it doesn't literally exist as a cartoon in our physical reality. It is more so a cartoon world conceptually. Because another element of the world is that the said cartoon world is very much unfinished, and it requires elements from other media in order to truly complete itself. I referred to it before as being a narrative parasite. And that is mostly a result of me never really figuring out how to truly flesh out my setting. Beyond, I don't know, sometimes you get so engrossed in this narrative. I think one of the other reasons why I've been so hesitant to really expand upon it is that as much as I like this idea of a meta-narrative, at the same time, it's also kind of an overdone trope. Well, not an overdone trope, it's a pretentious trope, you know? Like this meta self-analysis or meta-awareness of the genre. I don't know. Alright, I forgot you got a buff. I don't want to... Nah. Where was I? Like, I don't know. I guess as a litmus test, how does all this sound? Maybe in the future you can break the fourth wall and implant itself into human brain, like say Twitch streamer who plays Yu-Gi-Oh, for example. Oh god. I'll be entirely honest. My mind has worked through so many meta layers of this character that it's kind of gotten to absurd levels. I mean, I don't know, I don't know how to really... Not necessarily how to really describe it, rather... It's trite. It's complicated, it's trite, you know? I was fully thinking it'd be interesting if you had a building clockwork area that's fully clockwork and she uses it as a base to look over the plot. I mean, she kind of has that. Clockwork has her base, right? But then in said base, in the deepest levels, because there is one thing I include in the world that is a representation, that acts as a sort of... I wouldn't say representation, but... Shit, I didn't mean to do that. How do we know we're not talking to the real Clockwork right now? You can tell us it's not her, that you're a real person. We can never trust you. Ah, yes, truly. Ain't that the real question? Where does the character begin and the author end? Where does the character begin and the author end? Right. Fools that we are to trust the chemicals in our brains to tell us they are chemicals. I mean, like, we could go over the whole was it Descartes? Who said I think, therefore I am? But the idea of being unable to at some point they will become one fusion dance. It's not so much the idea of I think, therefore I am, but the original philosopher, I'm pretty sure it was Descartes. Or was it Renard? No, wait, that's his first name, was it? Anyways, philosopher behind the saying, I think, therefore I am. originally proposed it under the question of, what if all of existence was a lie? How would you know what is real? Stephen King and One Piece author both said the characters talk to them like alters slash tulpas. Huh. Yeah. The clockworks have always been interesting. Hmm. Hmm. But where was I? This is the other thing with the whole idea of of this larger a narrative, whatever you'd call it, wherein it's very easy to lose track because it is a very overcomplicated thing. Hmm. I mean, just trying to explain it, you can see how much I'm really struggling to figure all of it out. Hmm. The demo I've been playing recently is The Looper, which is a car and track roguelike. Huh, that's fascinating. Hmm. 8 save, more attack, yada yada yada. No. Ooh, elevate. No, wait, hold on. No, Okay, yes, actually, because, yeah, but I can then... Okay. I don't know. Am I getting a bit too rambly at this point? Because it is, again, it isn't exactly something... well, it's not like it doesn't make complete sense, but it is something that's a bit pretentious and overly complicated. Much more than it needs to be. Like, I could have just made it be a Saturday morning cartoon world and not had this whole thing about a meta-narrative, self-awareness. You're not... No, you're not. You're just explaining your lore after all. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, feck. I don't know. It just feels... Sometimes it feels like it has all of the elements of the... Yellowish, you modify the track with gates to boost the score of the car. You can also add things to keep the car running to earn more gold to buy more things. Huh. Huh. Nah, I want to do this just in case. Shit. Okay, let's try and speed you up your expansion. Where was I? Oh, you are fine if you enjoy it. What you can draw people into it. Now that's good to hear. But, where was I? Where was I? Uh... I think I've completely lost the plot now. Making my Highlander deck at the same time listening to Clocklore as well. Well, I do hope your Highlander deck is made well. Da, 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 da. Clockwork needs an animation. Oh, I have that all these animations in my head. Mostly a lot of musical stuff, and it's all very depressing. Like there was one animation idea I had for doing. There's this song called "Achilles Come Down." I forget who was the band who made it, but it's a very good song. I love it. Do I really sacrifice? Yeah, I think I do. Maybe. Ooh, okay. I want to keep you for later, and I might as well give you a flail. You should definitely write the whole story of Clockwork down on Notepad or Word or something that maybe you can consider making animatic, not necessarily an animation. Yeah. Yeah, it probably will be like an animatic. Well, not really even an animatic. A picture music video would be a more apt description. Oh, shit. Well, that's unfortunate. Oh, what the hell? Sorry, I think someone dropped something. Where was I? What was I? When was I? I've completely forgotten again. Which one of you? Okay, I want to. When you're powerful, but you're not really what I'm building around anymore. I guess I might as well start adding to you. You're starting to get a bit too low. I should also get into newish Carmageddon. What? Carmageddon that came out of the roguelike as well. Full track mission and upgrade roguelike with bosses. Damn. Where was I? Oh, God. I think there isn't really much else to expand upon with the idea of clock. Where currently it's a death race style of game. Oh, you know, I actually had this idea for a game once. Don't worry, Melancholy, I already have like my own ideas. Ooh, nah, nah. Oh, but you. Then do you. And then. Oh, this is much better. In the music channel. Save you for later. Save you. Where was I? What was I? When was I? You probably aren't interested in racing games, though. I mean, they're not my favorite genre, if I'm to be honest. But I did have this idea of a battle. It was a battle royale game, but instead of the battle royale concept being circle is fully closing in, it was a battle royale race. Basically, instead of the usual massive map with a circle that gets smaller, you would be put on one end of the map, and the map itself would be shaped like a triangle. At the start of the map, very wide, very open, but as you get closer to the end, it starts to narrow down, eventually ending in this long single stretch of canyon, very tight, very compact. And there would be a storm. Of course, there would be a storm, but it's a storm that's essentially pushing players closer and closer to the end. And the map naturally goes in a cone shape, so players naturally get compacted together and together. But it was also, the idea was that it would also be a very long, very large map with a lot of vehicles and fuel. So it was essentially a battle royale / race where you and your buddies had to loot, get a bunch of fuel, steal some vehicles, and then rush to get those vehicles to the other end of the map before the enemy team. or before everyone else. The goal wasn't to kill everyone. The goal was to get to the end. And so it was a race where, I mean, destroying each other was certainly an option. It just wasn't like the main thing. Damn it. Okay. I don't know, I always liked the idea of, not vehicle combat, but two things I really liked when it came to games. And that was, one, I'm sorry. Two things I really liked when it came to games were, God, I'm blanking. Were one, working together and having to manage a vehicle. Like, I liked Sea of Thieves because you basically got in your own group and you managed a ship. But in that map, it would be faster to just head for the goal from every corner. I mean, yeah, that was very much the idea. Like, you wanted to race towards the end while looting stuff on the way. Damn it. I was talking about... Oh, right. We're maintaining a vehicle with friends and also fighting in vehicles. Like, the whole idea was that you'd have one person as the driver and the rest would have to act as the gunners. I mean, wasn't there a Battle Royale game that was kind of like that, but with spaceships? Hmm. You know, I think I actually want to, like, switch... Loot. Switch. Refresh. War Drum. Anyways. God, my mind is going. Anyway. I don't remember if it had a good Mad Max game or had co-op, but it was great. It had vehicle combat and fixing your car. I don't know. I just think it would be fun to have a battle royale that's centered more around you and your buddies having to manage a vehicle. Damn. I mean, I guess. If only to give you a bit more health. I don't really need you anymore. Early upgraded the max, so... Really, all this time and I only... Oh wait, we're at the end, so it doesn't matter. Also, the one annoying thing is that all of these... Wait, I just realized, did we get to the end? I don't remember this one. Oh my god, we got to the end, I think. Okay, I need to, like, restart. Okay, where was I? Keep stat re-rolling and it's giving me flak attack up instead of a percent for, Could have sworn I had more. I mean, I guess we're now at 2 hours. worth of music prepared. Where was I? Alright, my list, fuck. Yeah, which one? Ah, here we go. Honestly, why can't I never get this lucky when I'm playing competitive in this mode? And in this game? Hmm? What else did I have on the... Oh, I already talked about that. Oh, one thing I've also been considering, art streams. I don't know, art streams just... I mean, I tried them. For a very brief moment early on, I did try art streams. Which one do I want? Honestly, none of you. I guess you, if only because you can be a Hail Mary. But this was at a time where I thought that if I wasn't continuously talking and interacting, then I was doing something wrong. So, yeah. And as I was doing art streams, one thing that I always struggled with was talking. If you're wondering what my icon on Discord is, it's Jason and Michael Myers playing cards. Oh, that's hilarious. Where was I? They did that on purpose, didn't they? Hmm. Right. Right. Damn it. I'm blanking again. No, what? Yeah, I guess it... My Xbox account is Darth Vader holding a 50 or sniper. How uncivilized. You feel like you can't talk and draw at the same time? Like you'd be super distracted? Well, yes, actually. And that was like one of the reasons why I ended up or I decided not to do art streams was because basically I felt like I could, if I couldn't be constantly talking, then what was the point? You are better. Da, da, da. I receives item. Hmm. Move you forward, move you back. And then re-roll. What the fuck is this? I mean, the main reason I bring up the possibility of art streams is admittedly just so I can get more work done. You know, continue to create more streaming content while also... Darth Vader with a 50 cal, the force is strong with this one. I'm sure it is. So the main reason why I considered drawing streams was so I can get more work done and make content out of it. Yeah, I do want to draw more, it's just trying to find the time to do it, you know? Seriously? Damn. Okay. Hmm. Thing is, I'd need Okay, you'd be powerful, but then I'd need something that can actually take hits outside it, because otherwise I'm just basically trying to nuke my opponent for to be petty. I'll save you. Shit. Right. Where was I? Hear me out, Fansly Art. That would certainly be something. That would be a certain possibility. Honestly, I could see it. I found it on Facebook one day. I was actually looking on it and found a random dude dressed up as Darth Vader firing at a range from going from pistol to AK to 50 cal. Jesus Christ. Maybe he was showing stormtroopers how to fucking aim. You know, it might be the fact that I've been talking and rambling for so long. That, ooh, you're exactly what I wanted to find. I think it's time to retire you. Also glad you like this music. Ooh, okay, save you. And then... I've been rambling on for so long that my mind is starting to get hazy. I found my Discord icon from an old Halloween parody scene. Interesting. Wait, old Halloween... You mean the... What do you mean old Halloween parody? Oh, a parody of the Halloween movie. For a second there, I thought you were talking about, like, the Scary Movie series. Because that was a parody of... horror. Yeah, cripe. Damn it. Hell, I hurt. I don't think none of these are that good. I'd want more upgrade material, or at least more general items I could give. Okay, you actually... You I very much want. And then I can just keep you to level. And you're useless. It was them playing cards or them playing on a place that swings and slide. I think I know what you were talking about. Like, it's someone just looking at a window, seeing someone in the Myers outfit, and it just keeps cutting back from between the person at the window and the Myers outfit. Then randomly it's fucking Jason is just standing there and Myers gets scared. Yeah, I know that one. That one was hilarious. Here are they. Where was I? Ah! Ah, crap. I do think I need, like, just a bit of quiet, well, not quiet, but a way to recuperate and regain my thought processes. Do I? That's not really what I'm going for. And this is still Rango Mush, yeah. Yeah. Okay. I think I have an idea. Which, because you're good with a jetpack. Ah, damn, you would have been good to have earlier. But you're already like better combo, because one combo I could do is have, basically this guy is really great if you have a character that has bonuses at the end of a shop, because any stats gained during the shop phase are retained for the rest of the run. Hmm. Hmm. I mean, technically would be more. I'd have to remove you though, because you deal 1 damage, unless I put you at the very end, but. Hmm. But then I'd have to move you up. Nah, I don't think it's worth it. Like, I got a good gig going on here. I think my favorite parody thing, it was actually Star Wars parody clip, was from Robot Chicken. If any of you know about them. Yeah, damn. Because they did a parody of... Okay, tell me if any of you have seen this clip before. Palpatine is going down an escalator. And he has to address all stormtroopers that pass by him. That I absolutely fucking love that scene. It's hilarious. And the funniest part is when Palpatine is just getting so fucking fed up. And he just starts going, fuck you. Oh, no, wait, it was go fuck yourself. Now I get you. Yeah. I think the Robot Chicken Palpatine parodies are some of the best out there. Shite. You want to see the Darth Vader? Oh, I'll search it up myself after stream. Hmm. Damn it. Ah. Ah. Damn it. Dog is being a good point. Yes, very much so. Hmm. Nah. -2 plus 5. I mean... Eh. Yeah, this works. Shite. Honestly, I missed the Full Out Auto series. What's Full Out Auto, Yellow? I haven't heard of that one. And sorry for the sudden silence, I'm still like trying to gather my thoughts. Ah, I find out, refer back to the... on. Definitely you, and that, and that. Then... God, can you please give me upgrade materials? Thank you! Where was I? Finally, the build is coming together. Ah! Anything else? Oh, okay, right. Okay, I think that's enough of a silence break because... I talked about this before. It was the... do I really want to go over the one-cost problem in TCGs again? I mean, I did do it in that Minecraft stream that I ultimately decided not to post a VOD for because it was bad. Well, not really bad. I got a headache in the middle of it, so I kind of just stopped. Yeah, so that was unfortunate. But for those of you who weren't there or don't know what the one-cost problem is, basically in any card game where you have a resource system like, say, Magic's mana or Hearthstone's, well, mana, there is an issue wherein low one-cost cards are typically more powerful or preferable to any kind of high-cost card, or not even high-cost card, like any card that costs more. Yeah, shite. Oh, come on. No, back from ads. Oh, there were ads? Crap. Alright, there's no real point. Cheerios deck is exactly. For basically, this is some Hammer Time Paladin 2, I guess. Yeah. Basically. I don't know really how much else to really go into it because it. What? God fucking damn it. Thoughts. Words. Right. The one cost problem. Any card that costs one resource or what have you will always be preferable to cards that cost any more because as resources ramp up, it'll be better for you to Thank God Yu-Gi-Oh! Doesn't have a resource system. That is not exactly a good thing. Damn it. I'm craving ice cream. God, ice cream sounds good about now. Wait, did you eat today, Clock? Yes, I did eat for that matter, so, ha. But thank you for asking. Really? Guess you and you, can I get something better? Okay, you're good. Flop. Where was I? God damn it. What did you eat? Tortilla, refried beans, and cheese with hot sauce. Although technically it does feel didn't play Dark Magician Blue Eyes because they cost 2 tributes, but Summon's Skull costs only 1. I mean, that no one uses tribute summoning, so... Like, it's not really, it doesn't really come up. Or Yu-Gi-Oh's cost system doesn't really come up. Really? Damn it. Anything better? Okay. You, and that. Yes, it was very yummy. But where was I? Right, so when handling that for my own card game, ultimately what I ended up doing is something that a few games have done, which is... Wait, how the fuck do you have it leveled up already? Which is... Damn it. Increase the starting base cost. Basically, instead of 1 being the starting cost, 2 is the starting cost. Or, not starting cost, starting resource. 2 is used as the baseline, which slightly alters the math. In old school Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, in current Yu-Gi-Oh! Decks that can do more with less resources are usually the meta decks. Yeah, basically. Hold on. Although on the subject of card games, like, I've had a long history of trying to create card games. Ooh, I'm gonna use you and... Wait, what if I... do effectively so I can... I then use... then sell... I gain, then sell, reboot, and then I want to keep you because you've been really fucking good. Keep you. So there is a resource system. So how would card pulling work in your card game, by the way? Considering we talked about how your game works mechanically, how would it work obtaining life? I've gone through and talked about like a lot of different card games at this point. There's 2 main ideas that I'm currently working on. Shite. Have I worked on... God, words. The idea that I'm currently working on is one wherein... Damn it! Okay. There are 2 elements to the card game I'm currently working on. Element number 1, power limiter. I've talked about this in before, but wherein there is a hard cap to what cards can be played based on... Really? Jesus. Based on how many turns or rounds have passed. However, there's also a secondary resource. Because the power limit, it does apply to the spell equivalents. But, hey Astral, welcome in! This is a... And I will go because I need... Okay. Get your food, Astral. Damn it, where was I? Hunger, indeed. So there is first the power limiter, which limits the power, obviously, of the cards you can play based on how many rounds have passed. However, in order to prevent spell spamming, I gave my spells, or spell equivalent, a resource requirement. However, I didn't want it to just be what Magic or Hearthstone had, so instead I decided to tie the resource system to the monster equivalents. You... I think I actually want to increase... No, wait, you'd be so much better than you. Fuck. Okay, I think I want to, like, save you then. Might as well just do this. Where was I? I am... Right. So the resource system for my spells is directly tied to... It's directly tied to... God! The units that you play. And like I said, units are limited based on how many rounds have passed. So this creates like a sort of Age of War kind of thing where you would use a baseline resource to start, and it's up to the player to use summons to gain resource over time, more or less. No. Okay, so basically imagine that the units are the mana in Magic the Gathering. You don't tap them. Like, basically, all the units come with a supply stat. This means the number of resources they come into the field with and regain at the start of your turn. You then spend this supply on tactics. And the other thing with the resources is that they're also dependent on the card's power. This means that resources are very much not static. This isn't a linear power curve. I mean, there's the power limit, but that's different. But the supply thing isn't linear, because if your units get destroyed, you lose out on those resources. However, as the game goes on later, more powerful units will come into the field with more supplies. So it doesn't really matter if you lose your power 1 unit that has 2 supplies max on it, when the next turn you can play a power, let's say a power 3 unit that comes in with 3 supplies. Now then, you, that, you increase damage. Do I have anything else? Ah, now I get you. Oh, like minions with little mini inventory built in, and or they get their own little quest for resources. It's like the inventory one. Yeah, the inventory example is probably the best example, or best description. Inventory descriptor is the best descriptor. You know, I haven't gotten Silch yet, so you haven't been as useful as I'd hoped. But yes. However, that's the card game I'm working on currently. Why? Nope. The... Bollocks. Where was I? Damn it. Dash. Wait, is there cause just a... Yes. Yes, it is. Oh, now I get you. I mean, you've been really useful. So maybe... I mean, this late, though? Okay, I think I might be able to... There we go. Look at all those buffs. Better late than never, mayhaps. Yeah. I get one. Okay. Where was I? So, I actually worked on a lot of other previous card games. In fact, one of my first and earliest card game cons that I had come up with. It's just tough because your midline is kind of getting diffed. Yeah. Very much so. I mean, honestly, this card would have been better with the yellow deck because there's a lot more buffing that can be done with that archetype. Shit. Whereas this purple-blue combo was a bit more insular. Shite. No, it didn't. Where was I? I mean, Okay, this is gonna be a bit iffy. But if I can just get the proper upgrades, maybe. These are yes, okay. Yes, these cards are indeed real. They got a bit creative, let's say. Where was I? Oh, right, other card games I'm in the past. I remember the first card game. Early card games I tried to make were very much reminiscent of Yu-Gi-Oh! In fact, I was basically trying to copy Yu-Gi-Oh!, which had various negative consequences. How much? 8. Because I've already gone into in-depth detail of all the mistakes Yu-Gi-Oh! Made as a design. Okay, I no longer have the items thing, so what I want is... Can't I get, like, something a bit better? God damn it, stopped giving me... Finally, God. One more try. Damn it. Damn it. Okay, better than nothing. Where are they? Right. So, but one of the other elements, which kind of inspired me, I suppose you could say, was this one called... Okay. So in Vanguard, I've already gone over its gimmick of... Alright, some of you may be familiar. When I was younger, I made a card game escape version of Mario Party. It was fun. It was fun as it was jank. That does sound kind of cool. But basically, some card games have this thing called life decking, and life decking is a very simple concept wherein instead of like damage being its own separate thing, damage is determined through basically deck milling. Vanguard would be the best or most obvious example of this. Do we have anything? You've been pretty damn good. Do I even want to though? I think upgrades would be if I could get any. God. Okay. Where was I? The basic life decking is the cons. In Vanguard, when you take damage, instead of damage just being a number that goes down, a card is taken from the top of your deck and then placed into the damage zone, with that card representing the damage. This is what is called as life decking. Or this is what is known as life decking. God damn it. Shite. So, and the other thing is, life decking is not a popular thing in card games. A lot of people don't like life decking, because the issue with life decking is that it gets rid of your cards, essentially. It's the equivalent, life decking is often the equivalent of removing your cards from the game, or at least that's how it's often handled. Alright, I forgot about my ability. Hey, to get items more. However, when I heard unpopular mechanic, I thought, okay, how do I make it work? And so I made a card game called, what was it? Dream Warriors? I think that was what it was. Damn it. Basically, the idea behind this card game was that it wasn't just life decking, it was actively using Mill of the Win condition. 30 card deck, and if you got 20 cards sent to your graveyard, you lost. And this included not just cards that would be life deck, because if you attack directly, one card would be sent from deck to grave, but also cards that ended up being destroyed on field would also count towards those 20 cards. Alt-con? Hell yeah. Not even alt-con, main-con. Like, if the main win condition of this old card game I made was that if you got... Hold on. If you got 20 cards in the graveyard, you lost. That was the main win condition. In fact, that was the only win condition because it basically combined the mill win with the life win. However, since the main issue with this kind of with life decking was that, damn it. The main issue with life decking was that you couldn't use the cards. One, because oftentimes the cards used for damage were completely removed from the game. So my solution was, have it focus on grave effects. That was my solution to the issue. And so it became this card game that used life decking, and all of the cards would have an on-field effect and an in-grave effect. And I also had this other thing called the memory, because it was all like based on imagination and dreams. So you could put cards from the grave into the memory, and that was like your life... Oh, okay, you hush. And that was essentially your resource. You would... So not only could you use the effects of cards that were in the grave, or a lot of the all cards had some kind of in-grave effect, but you could also move cards from the grave to the memory to either get additional effects or act as a resource. I wonder if I can, like, show off. It'll be you? No? No, you. Because I would need... No, wait. Actually, yeah, you would. I'll help. Okay, oh, this is awful. Honestly, with survivability, yeah. Where was I? Right. Where was I? Fuck. Okay, so that was the gimmick and how I tried to handle the concept of life decking. I ultimately didn't really continue on with the card game, admittedly. But hey, I'm working on a new card game now, and it's coming along nicely. Now then. Ooh, okay, this should be interesting, because now I can just go you, that, this, bring. Oh, wait. And then as well. I don't really care about you. Honestly, I want to get rid of you for something else. Or was I? Looking forward to getting stomped in you in your own card game. Hey, I mean, well, as the creator, of course, for playtesting, I'm not gonna be doing it myself. That would kind of defeat the purpose of playtesting. Ah, shite. It's not rigged. I'm not even participating. You, as a creator, you can also make custom rules. No, I'm not. I'm not fucking. Well, technically, I guess in this context, I would be Pegasus. But no, I would not be making up rules on the fly. Okay, definitely getting rid of you, replacing it with you. I mean, you have. Okay, you've been pretty damn good, though. Ah. Please. But no, this ain't gonna be the Pegasus challenge where I'm gonna go all Zodiac players send their cards to the graveyard. Because does anyone else remember that? That was such a hilarious moment. Like, for those of you who don't know, there used to be this fun little event called the Pegasus Challenge, something along those lines, where the voice actor for Pegasus would basically announce random rules in the middle of a tournament, or, well, not in the middle of the event. So things were constantly changing, and this was at a time where Zodiac was the meta deck. So guess what the voice actor ended up making as a rule? All Zodiac cards go to the grave. Or was it all Zodiac cards are banished? One of those two. It was hilarious. Like, you could hear the disdain. I really want to get Toast Dragon. He kind of sucks. No, wait, shoot, I should have kept the spinner. Well, no, I was gonna say more like, nuh-uh, you can't resource tab. It's gonna... It's cause it's an odd digit turn and your opponent has one card. Okay, let's not... No. I'm not going that far. Okay, since I'm close to that. Where was I? Ah, crap, this is gonna be annoying. What was I? Oh, right. I was talking about, well, I kind of finished up talking about, like, my previous card game and my attempt at making life decking into a worthwhile... Where's my pencil? Not a worthwhile, but fixing the problems with life decking. And thank you for the hydrate and posture check. Ah, God. Ah, my neck. Where was I? Oh. Okay, let's see here. Talked about my original Dream Warriors TCG concept where I tried. Honestly, I really should revisit that. The idea, it had. Yeah, I know you were slouching. Hey, hold on a second. How the heck did you know? How would you know? How would you know? How would you know? Hmm. Hmm. I. You. Hush. Shush. I mean, you're. Now hang on to. Oh wait, I got you both. Okay. Now I feel like I have to. You get a little too comfy in place, trust. For almost 3 hours, we know it can't happen. Okay, fair. Ah. Okay, you know what? Okay, I have an idea. Sell you, bring you, sell you, sell you, then you, counteract. Oh, fuck. Okay, I want to save you because I also... So, fuck. Please give me another toothbrush! The combos are already going. I really should revisit... I want to revisit that because I felt like was onto something pretty damn cool with my re-envisioning of the concept of life decking. At the same time, I don't want to, like... I'm already making a different card game. I'm already so far into development with that. I don't want to start something new, you know? Hmm. Pretty sure both toothbrushes are like $5, so... Wait, seriously? I mean, I know the economy's bad, but Jesus. Shite. Also, here's like a little bit of advice when it comes to card game design. Don't pull Yu-Gi-Oh! And now what do I mean by that? Don't pull Yu-Gi-Oh! In... Oh crap, I want to keep you. Please, just give me another toothbrush. Damn it. I'm just gonna sell you at... If I don't get a... Oh, ads. Damn it. I should really put it on pause, right? And ads. Oh, that's gonna be annoying. What else do I have on my list here? Talked about early card games, talked about that. Technically talked about the early iteration into that. Haven't talked about you, though. I will remove you, though. And those two I can keep in mind. Yeah, right, that. Oh, I definitely already talked about that. Haven't talked about that, though. How long do ads go? Don't I have it for, like... How long did I... Pretty sure it's like 2 minutes, isn't it? Okay, back. Where was I? Right. Advice for card game design. Lack of factions and a lack of visual direction can kill a game. This is something I learned early on. Mostly the lack of visual direction, because originally I wanted to pull a Yu-Gi-Oh! And have a card game where it could be anything and everything. I wanted all the visual designs. And, however, a lack of visual direction also translates, or can create, a lack of gameplay direction. Not an expert on card games, Sally. Well, I can make you an expert. I didn't get my degree in game design for nothing. Okay, fine. I'm gonna sell you, and then sell you, play you, sell you, freeze you, play you, activate you. Because oh, that's useful. Ooh, you are so much better. Okay, you've been useful, but I believe your time is up. Okay, now I need to keep you. I guess I can keep you or get rid of you. Because I will have you. Then maybe I can get Whistle. I want an arrow. Trying to think of RPG Maker games that have funny card games. How would you include a card game in RPG Maker? Does RPG Maker even have the code and resources to supply that? Yeah. Shite. You'd be surprised. Huh. I should look into it more. Guess I remember one. Add. Yeah, shite. Shite. What was it? Hold on, what was I? Oh, goddamn. Oh my god, you're exactly. And it's one. Well, they were exactly what I wanted. I think. I think I can get rid of you. Damn it. Right. Wait, no, not right. What was I? God, I completely forgotten. I was talking about how a lack of visual direction, or I believe I was talking about how a lack of visual direction eventually translates to a lack of game design direction. Yeah, that was what I was talking about. And then I kind of finished that conversation. But you are exactly what I intended to have. Does this mean I need to get rid of one, though? Honestly, you? You? Right, the one at the front of the shop. Damn it. Oh crap, I forgot to do you. Can I get any... I mean a flail. Pardon? Oh, wait. Let's buff you more. I'm getting all the buffs. Right, right. Huh. I think I'm starting to get to the end of my rope here. Only at the 3-hour mark, though. I mean, that's not that bad, honestly. Wait, what? Shite. Gotta go have fun. Thank you for dropping by, Melancholy. Oh yes, definitely you. Let's keep you. Hmm. Honestly, I think after this run, I'll call it here. It has been an I hope it has been a fun stream for you all. And this was an interesting little experiment to see how well a just chatting stream would be able to go. I know. You know, it's always good to get viewer feedback. So how do you all see this, you know? Like, would you be interested in more just chatting style streams with some random game going on in the background? It's been great. Oh, thank you, Unknown. Yeah, shite. Don't know if it's always gonna be this game specifically. But it certainly does help that it's a auto battler. I don't mind, Astral. Ah, shite. Ah, crap. I guess we can start, like, using the speed up button here. Yeah, no, maybe I'll have more to talk. Or I'll definitely try to get more subjects to talk about if I do continue to do just chatting streams. I mean... Shite. Anything? Anything? Good. I still am unsure, though. I continue to do just chatting streams. The main reason why I did this just chatting stream was as a sort of filler as I try to... Oh, this is bullshit. As I try to figure out... or try to adjust to the new schedule, which admittedly didn't really end up making a difference because I won't be streaming on Friday next week, but next, like 2 weeks from now, I'm going to figure out how to do add Friday streams to the schedule. And like I said, the idea was 2 Master Duel streams, whatever Wednesday, and then Minecraft on Saturday. So, I don't know. I think I am starting to get a bit tired. Well, to those of you who are watching on YouTube, thank you for joining us, and good night, everybody.